Hi, Chris Father Gil Brown.
Hi, John Milky.
Food. You are all about it with your YouTube channel, That's Rank. It is a Tuesday, and what's for dinner tonight?
Well, what I actually want to talk about today, John, is a former powerhouse that's struggling to retain its relevancy. And I'm not talking about the Montreal Canadiens, but a little restaurant. Sorry, guys. I've just made some enemies here on the channel, but that's okay. Yeah, we're going to get comments. Anyway, I want to talk about a little restaurant that at one time, not too long ago, was actually the fastest growing chain in the entire world. And even as recently as a couple years ago, was the second biggest advertiser in the entire USA. Any guesses, John?
Did you say local?
No.
Okay. Second biggest advertiser in the USA. I'm going to say Burger King.
It's actually Subway. The Sandwich King.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, you don't hear a lot about them anymore, do you?
No, they were backed by a former fat guy who claimed that their sandwiches were the key to sustained weight loss, and then they were further made popular with the $5 footlongs. You know, how in God's name could this chain fall apart? Well, admittedly, things took a turn for the worse when it turned out Jared wasn't quite the guy that a brand should be hanging its hat on. He pled guilty in August 2015, which is around the time that things in the company turned from growth into, well, not growth. Speaking honestly, John, you and I are cut from the same cloth. Grabbing a fast food meal while we're on the road is something you and I are both prone to doing. So answering honestly, when's the last time you thought I could go for some Subway?
I often think of Subway, but I don't go because you know what? It just takes so long.
Answering for myself, the only reason I even go there at all is because my son asks for it from time to time, which, you know, it's not very often, but sometimes he'll get the idea in his head that that's what he wants. And my favorite part of the experience with my son is watching him pick the crust off the sides of the loaf of bread. And by the end of the meal, it looks like a really worn down leather couch that the dog mostly lies on in the garage these days. You know, but if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd ever go. So this is becoming a problem with all their consumers. Subway's actually put a lot of thought into this and believes that they actually have the answer to their problems.
Drive-through?
And no, it's an idea that I'm not even willing to argue with here. They're pretty sure that you and I are morons. So
they're not wrong.
No, not at all. What they're doing is redesigning their menu completely into 4 categories known as the Subway series. They're going to do cheesesteaks, Italianos, chicken, and clubs. And there's going to be 3 sandwiches in each category to choose from, and that's it. The belief here is that people don't go to Subway because it's too overwhelming and too slow. You talked on the slowness part yourself.
Yep.
So they've taken the decision-making away altogether. The sandwiches on the menu are even going to come with the expected toppings, so you don't need to do any thinking whatsoever. Now, let's be clear. If you're a man of customization, you can still do it, same as you can in any restaurant, realistically. You know, like McDonald's is fully customizable. Sure. They just don't lay out the ingredients in bins in front of you to decide. But what Subway's thinking is here, by taking the stress of the decision-making away, consumers are more likely to choose their restaurants. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, that's the thing that does hold you up at Subway, right? Is the fact that everything is customizable, and you inevitably end up with that one person in line who doesn't understand how it works. They get asked what kind of bun they want, then they have to, look at all the buns, and then they have to decide, is it a 12-inch, is it a 6-inch? I don't know. Would you like cheese on that? Okay. Well, what kind of cheese? Okay. Toasted or not? Okay. Now, what would you like on that? Would you like to make that a combo? It's the same thing that drives me nuts with a lot of the burger fast joint places. They've gotten too big, too many things, and now it slows them down.
Yeah, and a lot of places are cutting back their menus, mostly in the wake of what we've dealt with over the last 2 years. They've just pared down to keep the ingredient list a little bit shorter. But so I don't know if this is going to work for Subway. I can tell you for me, I don't think it's going to do very much. I wasn't going there before, and this is just my opinion. Everything tastes exactly the same. There's a certain Subway flavor that you automatically recognize, whether it's a steak sandwich or a chicken bacon. Literally, I describe all of it as tasting like Subway, and I'm not a guy who's really interested in Subway personally.
As much as the customization appeals to me, because I do like that, I do not like the idea of Subway where the sandwiches are kind of pre-made, shoved in a fridge, waiting for you. Oh, here's one for you, here's one for you.
It sounds soggy, to be honest, when you put it that way.
True. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And now that I think about it, I'm actually going to make a local sandwich recommendation this coming Friday where everything does taste individual and not the kind of place where a tuna sandwich and a meatball sub can barely be distinguished from one another. So we can we can touch on that this coming Friday.
Now there goes another client, Chris Father Gilbrown. Oh, he's good to, not that they're a client. Always good to chat with you. His YouTube channel is all devoted to everything food. It's a great follow. YouTube.com/That's Rank.